Miss IZZY COX, Satan and death and stuff.
Me? Never.
If you're just joining us, welcome to Up Late Austin. I am not the Mad Mexican Chris Carrillo. I am Dave Pruitt from DaveTV.org, CapZeyeZ, Raw Time, etc. And thank you to the fine staff of Up Late Austin for letting me show up, and thanks to my boy Will for running camera tonight also, and all the fine people in here working like crazy fools and doing the TV thing. And
Oh, we're on TV.
we're on TV. Look at that, huh? So one of my favorite local musicians that I've had the opportunity to see numerous times, I guess, and it's amazing with as much as she tours that I've gotten to see her as much as I have. But Miss IZZY COX, how are you?
Very good.
You were on tour recently, and wasn't this the one where you went into some places you haven't been in forever?
Yes.
And where did you go, and how did that go?
The tour went really well. It was really nice to be in states where the prohibition is over. I was definitely paid in that way for most of the tour, but not money.
So you're saying you went to Colorado?
Well, I went to New Mexico, Arizona, California, San Diego, Los Angeles for a week and a half, and then Berkeley, San Francisco, well, the other way around, but and then Las Vegas, and then back home, and then I went to Oklahoma and came back, and then I went to the Ameripolitan Awards, where I was nominated for Best Outlaw Country
Should have won.
Singer. That would have been cool.
But it was a great experience to see you up there with all those folks, and I think that the whole event went really well, and Del Watson is one hell of a guy to throw a party like that, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was definitely a very endearing and sincere award show.
Miss IZZY COX's musical career has been quite interesting. I don't know how much you want to cover, but it went, like this, and then she moved to Texas.
No. Well, it started off in Montreal, and then it went all the way up, and then I went all the way. I changed careers and still played music, but decided to change the style that I was doing. And went to LA for 10 years and put out some records there, and then came here.
Did the Canadian economy have anything to do with your move? How about that for jumping to the point?
Sorry.
I'm asking the tough questions.
I really didn't see that coming. That was really good. Some of it had to do with political reasons, that I was just sick of the political situation between the French and the English in Montreal, and that definitely at that time. What really got me was when I went to LA, Los Angeles, California. I hadn't seen snow for a while, and Montreal, it can get 40 below
Exactly,
during an 8-month period.
And then it starts to get warm into the 20s, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
And then you have maybe 1 or 2 days that are, yeah. But that definitely had something to do with it. But not completely, but it definitely had something to do with it.
That's wild, yeah. She's been in Austin for a while, and if you haven't had a chance to see Miss IZZY COX, she's playing all around, and of course this time of year, everybody's pushing all sorts of shows because of that event, whatever it's called, that comes through town. And I think your Snowball tour starts tomorrow, right?
It does.
Yeah.
It does. So
Tomorrow's Headhunters.
yes, it is at 1 a.m.
And then a bunch of places I haven't been to. I noticed Javelina Bar, Big Bang Bar, Bull McCabe's, of course, I've been to. You're doing Cheers. You're going out to the Music Ranch, which is a great environment for folks. Nomad Bar, back to Headhunters. You are going to be playing how many times in?
14 times within 8 days.
Wow. And maybe more.
Yeah.
That's awesome. So
I mean, I promised myself that during Am I allowed to say that event?
So far, oh yeah, I don't think they'll sue us for saying that. I'm not sure though.
Really? They might.
Right.
So Fuck by Fuck West.
There you go.
There we go. Just joking.
That's funny.
But yeah, last year I was playing 3 times a day for 3 weeks or 2 weeks.
Wow.
And then I got pneumonia. And the year before, same thing. So this year I'm only doing 2 shows a day.
Right. That's probably more sensible.
Yeah, that
Still
makes more
crazy
sense.
though.
Well, it's like when you play Fuck by Fuck West.
Yes.
Just joking.
That's awesome.
South by Southwest. It's my friend's event.
That's cool.
On one of those shows that I'm playing.
It's actually called that.
Yes, it is.
I've seen it.
Yeah, it is. I stole it. But, yeah.
That's cool. So, Man of the Cloth was kind of one of you played that a little earlier, and that was kind of, what would you say, a song that people heard around for a while some time ago, I believe was the story?
Oh, yeah. Well, I wrote that song when I was living in Hollywood, California. And for writing country-esque, like vinyl country kind of sounding, stuff. Obviously, I listened to Bill Monroe and, obviously Johnny Cash, the Louvin Brothers, all those traditional mountain blues, minor blues. They had a lot of murder ballads. Yeah. And I used to go to all these self-help things. I was quite addicted to it. I'd go to, like, all different kinds. Like, just so I had somewhere to go.
There's a documentary about that.
I know. There's a movie, too.
Yeah.
But, so I had heard this story about this woman who had killed her husband and had spent most of her life in jail. And she had no remorse for it, and I related, and I felt that, so I do these writing sessions where I just sit down and I write, and I try not to censor myself in any way, shape, or form. Anyway, that song was birthed, and I wrote that song, and I got a lot of reviews about it. A lot of people were like, oh, you're a man-hater. And I was like, I have found my calling. I'm
burning houses down, knives.
All the way. Or at least writing about it.
That's great. That's what you say.
That's what I say.
We're going to keep the rest undercover.
Okay.
So you are working on, brings me to your most recent efforts. You have a 7-song sampler of some stuff you're working on. You're kind of lucky enough to get one, which I did. It's great.
I don't even have one anymore.
What's going on with that? What can you tell us about Miss Izzy Cox's new music?
Well, I have to say that after putting out 20 records by myself, I finally got a record deal.
Like 10 for 99 cents
Yeah, I'm not sure. Well, basically, Gary Lindsay he used to play in Ass Jack with Hank III.
Yeah.
And he has his own band now called Black Eye Vermilion. And Curtis Mackler at $1 Million Sound, Curtis contacted me, or I contacted him about recording, and then everything just happened all at once. And they were like, just come in the studio, give us all the songs you want. So I went in, and in 2 days, I laid down 28 songs.
Wow.
And then over a year and a half, I'll go out on tour, I'll come back, we'll do a couple days, different players, put down a couple songs, go back out on tour, come back. So it's going to be like 13 tracks in all, but we're still working on it. I anticipate it coming out in 2014.
Yeah.
That will be my first record with a producer, an engineer, and all of it gelling. I've worked with producers before where I do all the work, I get all the players, I rent the studio, I get the engineer, I get everything, and then they want to take everything.
Yeah.
And so I throw them a crazy card, and then they don't want to work with me, and then I keep my recordings.
That's really rough for you to do, isn't it?
But in this situation, that's for anyone who ever wants to get out of anything like that. But in this situation, I had just been fed up with myself. You know, I was like, I've tried everything I possibly can do, and it would be really awesome if someone else had a vision on top of my stuff, you know? And Gary's he's very, like, he hears all these things happening in the song, you know? And that is what I wanted to keep for that recording, was his and Curtis's vision on the record.
Awesome.
And this is the first time in my life I've recorded a record that I'm not like crazy stressed out over. It's a long time, almost 2 years, you know, but it's worth it, you know.
What I've heard sounds amazing. So
thank you
for doing that. It's great. I mean, it's awesome. Izzy is on Facebook, on SoundCloud, on Reverb Nation, izzycoxmusic.com. You can find her on davetv.org. I have an awesome shirt that you want. And Miss Izzy Cox going places, so check her out. And I think that we're going to let Bad Bob get to some videos here in a second, because I think I want to hear her do more what she does best and play a little more music before we get out of here tonight. It's about 20 minutes to the end of the night, so I'm going to thank you, Izzy, for coming and doing this. You rock. If you want to catch myself, I'm going to be at the Texas Rock Fest at 7th and Neches pretty much all during. There's some festival going on between March 12th and 15th, and I'm going to be out there. She's
What kind of festival?
All these venues, and if you want to say hi and you saw us on TV, come poke me in the eye, feel free. And it's all brought to you, Miss Izzy Cox, myself, and this whole shebang with Up Late Austin every week on Channel 16 from 10 p.m. to 11 p.m. right here on Channel Austin. And if you're catching it on the interwebs, that's awesome. You rule. Thanks for tuning in, and spread the word. But Bad Bob, if you got some video footage to roll, we'd love to see those magic love nuggets. And then we'll be back for Izzy Cox. Miss Izzy Cox going to play us out of here tonight. Thanks for watching, you guys.